Okay, well, I pulled the Delco radio out of the 72 GMC pickup truck, and this is the original radio. It wasn't hooked up, there was no power or not even a speaker, so I have a new speaker that will go nicely in the set in the truck, and we're going to fire this thing up. There's the antenna input. We're going to fire this thing up here on the bench and see if we can get it to work. Okay, I've got the power supply hooked up here and got 12, well, let's just crank it up to 13 volts, and got the ground, power supply ground. Let's hook up the speaker wire. It says speaker in the middle. Okay. So I've got the speaker connected to chassis ground and audio signal. And let's put before we fire all this up, let's put an antenna of some kind here. What we'll do is we'll take this little whip antenna and stick a piece of wire in there and jumper it to the antenna. Get it on the screen there. Speaker. Alrighty. And hook up to 12 volts. See if we get anything here. Alright, I know you can't see it on the power supply back here, but I've got 1.2 amps. I think that's a good sound. And as I have said many times, the shack here is like a Faraday cage. I can rarely ever get any AM signal in here with so much. I got a metal roof, and then I'm completely surrounded by all this electronic gear. Let's turn the couple of pieces of gear off here that might create some noise. Okay, well, I just walked around the shop to see if I could locate the source of that terrible hash, and I'm sure it's something here in the shop somewhere. I've got some TV transmitters running that might be creating some hash. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to spray some Keg deoxit into the controls here to get things moving a little smoother, and then we'll continue. So I'll be right back. Okay, I found the source of the hash, and that helped a lot. Alright, I think what we'll do, just for kicks, is I'm going to hook this up to a 12 volt LiPo and just take it outside, just outside on the front porch, and let's just see if we can actually get a decent signal. In here, it's really not fair to try to troubleshoot an AM radio without any kind of compensation for all the noise that's occurring in here. So let me check this battery real quick and see if it's charged up enough to, 26%. Probably shouldn't use that one. Let's see, I've got 100 batteries here. One of these ought to work. These are kind of swollen, but for our application here, that's 34. I really need something over 50. These are all very poor condition. Okay, there's 61%. So we'll take that one outside. We'll hook it up to the radio here, and let's turn off the power supply right there, and let's just hook it right up here just to make sure that we're able to fire this puppy up. And I missed something up here. Okay, I think I just had a bad dirty switch. Let's see if we can get it to fire up again with just the battery. Yeah. Let's turn all this off. There we go. See, all that junk is making a noise. So lesson number one is, when you've got a shack full of electronics, especially newer electronics that just create all kinds of digital hash, you certainly don't want to be testing AM radios in the shack.
Yeah, let's go. It's the Ben Miller Show. This is how we do.
Right, we're still in the Faraday cage, but all right, let's take it all outside and see if we get any better signal. All right, we're in the truck now, and I've got the antenna here extended on the truck, and we'll plug it in to the antenna port. Plug that puppy in right there. There we go. And we'll set the speaker up and just get that out of our way. We got our battery hooked up, power supply hooked up to the unit, and let's see what we get. Definitely going to get the knobs here. Alright, now you remember when I was in the shack, I trimmed this antenna to the one that we had in the shack. So let me get a screwdriver and we'll trim this back down to where it belongs for the truck. Okay. Tune it to a weak station.
And the Soul Stirrer's popularity soared. All successful gospel groups have a gifted lead singer to spark the holy fire. Sam Cooke did that and more. Home and auto through progression. Everything is equal, and you know there must be happiness. Need them with expert advice. Kids Corner. That's tomorrow with Pastor Paul Shepherd's message. Until then, the Father who so loved the world is mine. But the biggest names at the top of the list are the.
All right, pretty impressive. All right, let's trim that top side there. There, so our antenna is pretty well trimmed to the. And then we can do the presets. All right. Do a couple of presets here just for kicks.
See some scattered showers.
All right.
I might as well go where there's no income taxes. So that's right. It's a combination of the influx of illegals.
Okay, Rush Limbaugh. I'm sorry, my hand is trembling so badly. Alright, well, let's see if it works.
The Rush Limbaugh Show app.
Works pretty good. Okay, I'm proud of that radio. That's going to be nice. That's a very sensitive radio. And it's going to be great to have audio in the truck. It's a good speaker. That'll be a nice sound for the truck. Now we just got to get it all buttoned and wired up and put back in. We should be good. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry for the terrible videography, but I just wanted you to see a Sunday afternoon project. Alrighty, finally got it back in and give it a listen to here.
Stopped while it's reviewed through the court process. Don't be
So I'm real pleased with the way it turned out. It's got a great sound. That speaker is a perfect fit, and it's got a good bass response, much better than what the original was, I'm sure. And because they put real super cheap and speakers in these cars when they came from the factory. So anyway, it's a good radio, cleaned up nicely, and I've got all the original knobs in the truck. Just found this one, as a matter of fact, on parts place. So real happy with the way the radio turned out.
as a racist, and you'll find out. They're going to learn a little lesson. Stay with us.